All right, good morning. Back for an episode, been a minute. Got my coffee, got some thoughts. I think I fell behind I'm definitely behind a couple weeks on this, but man, just been busy, got a lot going on. Couple updates for me would be, my last video I announced that I got into Leadville 100. And thanks to a lot of you guys and locals around the community and people that are friends with me on social medias, I was able to reach my fundraising goal for the charity that I'm writing for. So that's super exciting because I needed to get that done by the end of April to do the race. And we were able to already say we've accomplished that. I'll probably be throwing together another little fundraiser piece that's going to be just to help me and my family get there and help try to limit any financial stress that we have potentially for that, as far as food and travel and stuff, because there's quite a bit that goes into it all by the time it's all said and done. But yeah, excited for that. Kind of been training, starting to ride the bike. I've been on it, excluding 1 week, I've been on it 3 times a week for at least an hour, doing bike workouts. They've been good. It's a nice change of pace. I definitely am having a harder time kind of rewiring my brain to some capacity because I'm not used to doing those style of workouts as frequently, where I was probably only doing a longer cardio event style workout like that, or maybe once a week. So anyway, it's going to be good. It's going to definitely increase my fitness. It's definitely going to get me doing longer, slower things in some capacity, but it'll be good. So we'll keep hammering that. Keep trying to stick with the 3 weeks, 3 times a week plan for right now until it warms up a little bit more. And then as it warms up, we'll try to be out on the bike at least 5 times a week. The one thing, that we're doing right now that's exciting, that I'm excited about, and this is just me at the gym, is we just started this new training cycle, 12 weeks, kind of back to the conjugate style training that I'm so enamored with. But I'm also I've made some tweaks to kind of keep it within the CrossFit realm. I've also made some tweaks to maybe lower some of the percentages and some of the recommended volumes of those of elite athletes and turn some of that down a little bit. But I'm excited because I think a lot of our members are going to see if they can do it with the right intent. So like when it's a speed day, make it a speed day, right? When it's supposed to be a heavy day, make it a heavy day. And then, mixing in a little more plyometrics and stuff that people will see some good gains on that. We tested our vertical yesterday, which was kind of fun. So many people have never done that, or the last time they did it, they were like in high school. So kind of fun to do that for adults and put some numbers and some metrics to that performance and see if they can improve it. I'm anxious to see if we can improve it in 12 weeks. Sometimes that fast twitch and elasticity of an athlete seems to disappear when we get older, but I think it can be retrained and improvements be made. Might not be elite numbers by any means, but even if it's 1 or 2 inches higher in 12 weeks, to me, that is a good improvement. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now. One thing, I'll probably end up doing another video on this in detail, but something that is coming up this morning is we're using chains on our bench press workout. And the chain setup is confusing for people, understanding why we're using chains. So I'll probably do a video on that. That's just strictly on chains. The benefits, why, how to set them up. But yeah, they're fun, right? And that's one thing I can say, is I think people like it, right? You kind of feel like a badass. It's like, I know that sounds silly to say, but it's like you pick up, like when we do stones, which we haven't done stones in for a long time, but when we used to do stones, and there's just something about like picking up a heavy ass rock that makes you feel like badass, right? Chains are kind of the same way. You just instantly feel tougher. But something that was kind of last thing on my mind this morning and this week to share, because we're doing some of this stuff, I've been re-listening to a ton of the Louis Simmons stuff, because that's who kind of, is the godfather of the conjugate system here in America. And anyway, who's on the podcast, they're talking about training attitude and just people's approach and their intent in training. And keep in mind, he's talking about, he gets people that are hardcore powerlifters trying to break world records, and they're very committed to that craft. They're a different breed of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's probably a good thing. But he even had noticed at the time of this podcast that he just said it was hard. And maybe that was the big difference is people's attitude into training and, what they were willing to do or willing to sacrifice to give up to be world record holders and to be the best. And then the thought process that the guy he's podcasting with got brought up, of like, and we've talked about this maybe on this video and series before, is like the whole quote, like, tough times create tough men create easy times create weak men create hard times, right? And that kind of like evolution. I don't know if I said that right, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. It's a pretty common or popular thought or process of that, like this evolution of like things get hard. Those hard things make tough people. Tough people make things or times easier. Right. And then again, now, like right now, we're kind of like in that easy time, is basically what they were getting at on the podcast. And, I don't disagree. If you guys have read one of the books I've read recently, is all about discomfort and how people aren't good at getting uncomfortable. They don't know what it's like to sit in silence. They don't even know, we live in the easiest times. Now, I'm not saying no one ever has any financial or something like that going on, but like truly, if you think about it, in America, times have never truly probably been easier right now. We have AC, we have heat, you have your phone can get you on the internet within a click away from anything. You can literally order every single piece of your food to your doorstep, so you never have to leave your house, whether that's fast food delivery or your groceries getting delivered. You can work from home online. I mean, like, there's just all these luxuries and comforts that we have that people have a tendency to not ever get uncomfortable. So my thing is like, try to bring this around because I know this is kind of a long-winded thought, but when they brought up a thing about, like you need to create adversity and you need to create stress via training or create those quote unquote hard things to overcome in training, because we're not getting enough of those hard things out in our normal life. Where you go to a third world country and people are living in a freaking cardboard box and that's their shelter. So it makes me think that I'm thankful for the things that we do have, but to continue to also push to not be comfortable and to continue to push myself to find not only the best version of myself, but to continue to challenge myself to where I can learn to overcome adversity and, push through hard things. And like this Leadville race it's going to be a mentally hard thing. Physically, yes. Mentally, yes. Like, to me, that's what's so going to be so rewarding about it, regardless of what time I finish, or anything like that. Just doing the thing is going to be an accomplishment in my mind. But it also leaves me with this thought of like, people have an excuse for fucking everything, right? They're like, and I'm just going to use weight loss for example, because that's typically like the thing people want when they start a workout routine is, hey, I want to lose this much weight or whatever, right? But put it, I will give you guys a couple ones. Weight loss, high school athletes wanting to put on muscle. I mean, those are the two that just popped up in my mind because that's kind of my main clientele, right? Is like general population and high school athletes. But like those two people, those two categories have totally different goals. But I still hear excuses for both of them all the time. Right? We live in a time when you can literally Google an AI, a workout, a nutrition plan, whatever you need. It's your fingertips. It's a click away, and people still aren't getting it done. Right? There's still some fucking excuse. So to me, that just puts it back on them as a person. Like, you need to just own up to, it's nothing else. It's not that you don't have the access to the equipment. It's not that you don't have access to a workout program. It's not that you don't have whatever, right? I mean, you can literally put whatever you want. Hey, I have 20 minutes of free time a day. I have no fitness equipment available. I have 20 free minutes. Give me a workout. Right? AI spits it out, tells you exactly what to do. And for some reason, you still don't do it. So to me, that's kind of like, at some point, you have to just be willing to do the work. And if you're not willing to do the work, then you're probably not going to see your goals come to fruition. But this conversation on that podcast I was talking about, the whole tough times thing, I just really struck a chord with me that, like, yeah, man, we are mentally weak. We are definitely not, I hate to say what we used to be, but like the level of mental fortitude and toughness, I think sometimes is often, there are people with it. Don't get me wrong. There are a ton of people that have are really great people. They're really mentally tough. They really know how to get things done when things are hard. But man, the majority of America right now is living in the easiest of times, and we're still finding excuses. So just something I'm thinking about. Anyway, have a good week. Thanks for listening. Catch up with you next time.